All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to our Unstoppable Branding Experience workshop tonight. It is really great to have you guys on the call tonight. And I'm really excited to start this new session, especially the way that I'm running the workshop now. I'm running it in a way that we can really be connected and I can understand what your needs are. I mean, the way that we run this workshop is all about you. And this is one of the first, and this is the only workshop that really gets to see what your needs are, really dig into your business, and really help you define your brand and define really how you want to present yourself to your audience or to the public eye or to your customers. And so I like to really help you guys dig deep, get super clear on where you want to go, how you're going to get there, and how to communicate it with everyone else. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get us rocking and rolling here tonight, and I want to really be able to share with you guys kind of the philosophy behind how we work things here. I'm trying to, can you guys, oh, there we go. Can you guys see me now? You guys can put your hand up if you know how to do the little hand thing. So I know you guys can actually see me. All right. Cool. Because I like to, yeah, cool. I like to be able to at least, feel like we're communicating in a way. So what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to really go over the ground rules and how we run the workshop. Next week, we're going to officially start with our week 1 homework in the members area. So all of you that already registered needs to make sure that you've registered in the members area. I'm going to show you that in a moment as to really kind of how to maneuver through that and how we're going to work within that members area and how the sessions are going to work. So with that being said, let's I'm going to kind of roll through here now, because the way I look at this workshop, it's really about you guys. I mean, I kind of when I start working with people, it really turns into our tribe. It's all about you, a tribe that comes together. This workshop, when you guys come and get connected together, you really will become very connected. You will meet each other, you'll learn about each other. And what happens, guys, the reason why I do that, because we work with people across this industry, is you then get a network of different types of people. You get a network of others that are not only in a similar industry, but even a different industry that you can bounce ideas off of and also use each other's list, use each other's audience. So you're able to share what you have, your fan pages or your websites, whatever it might be, with your group. And I see that this really becomes powerful for our students, because now you're not just working within your company, you're now working within a greater span of entrepreneurs, of people that are really doing great things for their life, their business, and really taking a step forward. So I'm super excited for you guys. I love this image. It's kind of, to me, is like, leaders loving life, a way for you to totally get out there, brand yourself, get super clear, and then really love life. Because marketers that understand where they're going, where they're coming from, and how they're going to get there are those that people follow, right? They want to follow you, and then you are totally in control. And now you're really enjoying life, because now you're marketing. Everything that you do is what I like to call it, it's on purpose, right? It's on purpose. And you are now, the things that you're doing now make complete sense, right? You're totally working from a space that every time you're doing a video or posting something, it's on purpose. And we want to make sure that you are really clear as to what that brand is that wants to come out for your customers and for you. And so we have a lot of fun together. So I have a couple of rules. I call this a workshop. I'm going to make sure here. I feel like my screen keeps bouncing. Is my screen still showing? Is my image still showing, or no? It keeps bouncing in and out. I want to make sure I'm still. Is it cutting in and out? Okay. Let's see. Screen still showing? Yes or no? Yes. Okay, cool. All right. So if it does cut out, guys, I apologize. I'll make sure that we kind of get some things clear by next week. I won't be here. So if it's bad for you, then we'll make sure the recording will actually be quite good. Okay. So what we're going to do is, this is the ground rule that I like to live by in this workshop. This is a workshop, not a listen shop. All right. So the first session tends to be a little slower. Not everyone's here right this time, and people get a little bit behind on really what they're on what they're up to. So I'm going to check really quick, guys. Ozzy, 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 get up here. Ozzy, get up here. Get up here. Ozzy, get up here. Up, 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 up. Up, up, up. Up. Come on, buddy. He's actually heard me yelling at the dog. That's awesome. Come on, Ozzy. This is wonderful. When you're at, family's house living on the road right now, their dog just ran out and is chasing a bunch of geese along the lake. So not good. But that's how it works, right? That's the way that we like to roll. It's totally transparent, super real, and really hilarious. I love it. It's so funny, you guys. This is so great. Ozzy, come here. Which is funny because I thought that I was muted, and of course I wasn't muted. You guys heard me yelling at him. As is. Okay, so anyway, so this is how I like to do things, right? This is how we roll. When we work here, we work together. Get in the house, buddy. Sorry, guys. Jeez. Okay. Sorry about that. No family members are here, so I'm running the show tonight. So the way I like to work things, guys, is we work together. We literally come together like puzzle pieces, and we start bringing everything to clarity. And how we work things is that as you guys are in your own space of each week, is as things come up for you, you bring them to class. I don't lecture every workshop. In fact, that's the least that I want to do. This session tends to be a little bit more of a lecture because I want to get you guys set. But as we come each week, you guys are going to start with a week and you're going to come prepared. But we really work together because when we work together, all the puzzle pieces start to come for you, right? So someone might come, let's say Keith comes, he's like, okay, this is where I'm at. This is really how I want to, you guys are so funny. This is how I want to really, I know it's so funny because I think three of you, the two that are here were experiencing the Monday night hilariousness too. It's not always like that, but sometimes it is. So that's fun. Especially when the way that you run your business like we do. So thanks for being patient. But at any rate, when someone comes, let's say Keith comes to class and he's been working on, let's say, his story, right? His story video of really how to represent himself. And he's been working on it and he really comes prepared. Oh my goodness. Ozzy, enough, please. There's geese everywhere around this house. This dog freaks out at the evening on geese. And so Keith might come and really have it down and nailed down and organized. Whereas Steph may be like, she's just not there. And, goodness gracious. Is this for real? All right, you guys, this is too hilarious. I have to get this dog. All right, buddy. You got to get in here. Ozzy, come on, dude. Come on. Get in there. Makes for great replays. Makes for great replays. All right, so this is definitely going to go one of them that goes down in the books for just absolute chaos during a call. So, all right. So when what happens is maybe Steph is listening in and you're not totally organized with your story, but you're listening to the work that I do with Keith. And what happens is popcorn starts hitting everywhere because you guys are like, wow, okay, I get that. And it doesn't have to mean it's your story, but what happens is when people are prepared and they are the popcorn is, popping obviously, but you're not quite ready, it starts to hit for you. So I love to do this workshop this way. I absolutely love it because it really becomes that point where it makes all the difference in your business because you then start in your development. You then really begin to flourish. So that's how we work in class. And of course, everything kind of tends to be scattered in the beginning and then it really rolls out. And what happens to you guys is I always tell people that in the beginning, it will feel like this. It'll feel really all over the place, right? Scattered. And by the way, guys, can you guys see the slides also along with my image? Or no, because I want to make sure that this new thing on GoTo is with the image sharing. I want to make sure that it's just not covering the slides. You guys can unmute yourself and talk. You guys, it's a total open floor. Can you guys see the slides as well as me talking to you or no?
Yes, we see it.
Sweet. All right,
Yeah,
cool.
I see 'em.
You guys are so great. I really appreciate it. So funny. What a hilarious call. But so it will feel like this sometimes in the beginning because it really does. It's kind of scattered. And the way we work things is we do it backwards. We do kind of we reverse everything. You start from the end and you start to bring it back. And your brand and the way that you really want to come out to your customer just really shines through. So it will look a lot like this, but we'll really start to dig in. But there's something that I also want to make sure that you guys get is it's really about the way that I run things. It's about this, which is obviously looks kind of fun and kind of weird all at the same time, right? Kind of acid trippy or whatever you want to call it. But the point is, I want everyone to come here really just open because, a lot of us come from different businesses, and I'm going to have you guys kind of come out in a moment. I know we've got some Empower. I believe I think Steph, you were with Arbonne, right? Wasn't it? Was it, let me make sure I've got all your guys' notes straight. And so yeah, okay, got it. So I want to make sure I'm learning you guys as we're going, and I want you to open your mind because we all come from a school of thought that we've learned from our companies or our mentors or just years of experience, and I want you guys to come really with an open mind and to absorb different ways and different teachings and different styles and to push yourself into a comfort zone or out of a comfort zone, I guess I should say, that really takes you into doing something that maybe you have never done. And that's really why you guys are here. You guys are here because we want to really get super clear, but step out of a comfort zone that we might have been in, or maybe we're uncomfortable and we need to get comfortable, right? So just come totally open-minded because it helps me work with you and it helps you be open to suggestions or other people. Some people might not be as up to date or as advanced or ready as you are, but it will allow you to even hear their process. So give everyone deserves to get the space, the vocal time. I think all of you guys, a couple. No, I only spoke directly with George and Steph about the workshop, but the others I spoke with, and it's really about if you come and you are ready to talk about your stuff. This is about you. Right. Some people don't show to the class. That's fine because everything's recorded. And there's also a back office workshop you can work within. But when you come, you get me for this time. I dedicate every Thursday for the last 2 years for 90 minutes for you guys and to really help you get there. And so if there's only one person here, it's all yours. It's a private session, and my private sessions are $1,500 an hour. So I do this call because it's really important for me to know that I can connect with you guys, help you guys on a broad scale. So, all right, so cool. So let's do this. I want to kind of open up for you guys, and it doesn't necessarily have to be about fears, but there typically are some fears that hold some people back from really going where they want to be. So what I'd like to do is have you guys kind of come out. I know I've spoken with you guys yesterday, at least George and Steph, but are there some fears right now that are kind of coming up, or maybe some roadblocks that you guys might have that I can take note of, and we can just really make sure we get through those? So if anyone wants to jump on out here, I let's do that. Any of you guys?
Yeah, I can go.
Okay, awesome.
So when I first started in network marketing a couple of years ago, I did have some success with my program. And, I had a vacation and I made a couple of promotions and whatnot. But then I really did, as I mentioned to you, I disliked the product end of what I was doing and having to do the presentations and stuff. So I stepped away from really moving forward with that. And a company I was using with Arbonne was Send Out Cars.
Right.
So I thought, okay, well, it's very different than the way I was doing things before. So let's go ahead and move forward with that. Well, the long and short of it was I had lost a lot of the drive I started out with, with doing business. I kind of achieved the reason why I started to begin with. And so for the last while, I haven't had success. I've been puddling around and I've been, hobbying my way through this until I got to a point where now I am ready to move forward. My fear is that when people look at me and they take a look at my background and they say, okay, well, how you been doing with this? Why should I even hang with you? that is my concern. What do I have to say to them?
Okay,
Does
awesome.
that make sense?
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so this is really good. That was great because thank you for being totally transparent, because you have to be transparent in order to get anything done. So let me ask you: is it the fear that uh, that what they might think, or is it the way you feel what they might think? And I know that sounds like a funny question, but
Oh, that's a really good question.
I want you to think about it, right?
No, that's a great question.
I'm a person who believes that we create our own bullshit. We live in our own bullshit, and most of it's imposed by us. I'm just really honest. So, yeah, I feel a little embarrassed that I kind of took a step back from building something that was important to me because my family was more important. And I'm worried about what people are going to think.
Okay.
I have no idea, honest to God, if they will think it or not.
Okay, fair enough. So your first question was you're kind of afraid what they're going to ask you or what they're going to think about you because you maybe have not had success yet. But remember, you don't really know, like you just said, what they're going to really think. So now, what do we really have to lose than to share our if we're passionate and have a conviction about what we do, then do we care what they think? And we might have to ask ourselves why. Why do we care? Because they're not going to do anything to help you get farther. They may just hinder you if they actually say something negative, and at that point, you're really not going to want to, talk to them about it anyways. So when we get, I guess what I like to always say, when we get totally naked to the idea that I'm just standing here and I'm naked, right? Deal with it. So if I don't have any clothes, if I can't buy any clothes and I'm standing here naked and I got to go eat or I got to go find my way, am I going to really care what these people think about me? Right? I know it sounds ridiculous, but we have to get to that place. Oh my gosh, this dog is killing me. This is ridiculous. Come on, dude. Wow. I swear, it's funny. I was so excited that the family was gone. They took Hannah Lay, they took her cousin, they all went to dinner. I'm like, yeah, total tranquility. I did meditation before you guys got here. I'm like, oh, this is going to be awesome. And here we go again. I must attract it. All right. But it's all good. It makes for great, TV, I guess you could say. Okay, so do you see what I'm saying by that, Steph? And I know we're getting a little hokey pokey, but sometimes you kind of got to get there to just say, all right, I'm letting it all go.
Yeah, I totally get what you're saying. I really like the analogy that you made. Makes perfect sense. Now I just have to connect my mind to what it is that you said and start living that way.
Yeah, absolutely. And it doesn't come overnight, but it will, especially when you're hanging out with me, because we get through this stuff pretty quick and you get thick skin because you realize that when if there's, for instance, okay, let me give you guys a good example. I've been in this industry for 8.5 years. I was a corporate executive. I have a master's degree. I work for one of the largest pharmaceutical companies, in the world, right? GlaxoSmithKline Pharmaceuticals. They make pretty much everything. 10 years. And I said, I'm quitting. I'm quitting for network marketing. Do you want to know how much it was just chaos, right? People were judging, criticizing. But this is what I did. I got super clear on what I wanted, right? And I'm like, all I focused was like, look, I can't live like this. This is what I want. And no one is going to get in my way because if I love what I'm doing, I'm just going to go for it. And unfortunately, there were people that I had to just bypass, right? I didn't drop them. I just didn't listen to them. And that really is what that's how leadership starts. That's how really getting so strong, where you are so strong in who you are that people want to work with you. And see, that's what our mission is. We want to be so, boom, this is what I do, what I love, and thank you, but I'm not accepting opinions today. And when you get to that point, people are like, damn. And I swear, I mean, I had corporate executives, I had all of my bosses calling, my family calling me, the ones here, they're like, gosh, I'm so glad you did what you did. Right? But they were judging. But when I just stood, it was hard, but I said, and even my husband did not respect what I did at all. He just freaked out. I didn't even tell him for 3 months actually that I spent 25,000 in the business I invested in, which is crazy. But do you see where I'm coming from? You just have to get so strong in what you believe in, and they leave you alone. They actually respect you for standing up for yourself, right? Because the crows
Yeah,
love.
that's fantastic. That makes a lot of sense.
Okay, good. Crows love dying carcasses, or they love carcasses. They're gonna keep at you. So if we just are, not dying, crows aren't coming. So, and right, it always comes to this point, but we will so get there, and you're in the perfect spot. It's good. That's why we talk about fears, because we all have them. It's real. It's legit. So, awesome. Thanks for that, Steph. Anything more from you? I'm gonna jump out of here with.
No, thank you. That's great.
Cool.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, you got it. Awesome. So, Keith, what do you think, buddy?
Yeah.
Hey. Okay. Cool. Let's
My biggest fear ever. Hello.
Hi.
Is I've been in quite a few multi-level marketing companies, and
Okay.
I get excited at the beginning, and then it drops off really fast because I don't like feeling like I'm pushing the product on people.
Okay. Cool.
So with Empower, I've liked it because it's mainly just information. I'm tired of having to pay for some product. I've got a closet full of vitamins that I was in another company because you can't take them fast enough, and they just start popping.
And they start shipping them.
So you're constantly spending money on some crap that you don't even want to use. So,
right. Okay. I get
so
that.
my biggest fear is always basically talking to people about it and feeling of pushing them,
Okay. Yeah, this is good. Awesome. Because I'm an anti-pusher. I say when you sell, you repel. So if we do that, we are blowing ourselves up, right? We're totally blowing it. And okay, so in the past, were you instructed or coached to do that? Or did you just not have another way?
Basically, it's the typical situation of, hey, go call all your friends and family, talk to two people, get two people, get two people, get two people.
Right.
And so and you never get anybody. I've had many people sign me up, say, hey, we're going to help you. We're going to recruit people and put them under you and all this. And as soon as you sign up, they drop you like a hot potato and they walk away and go, oh no, we didn't say that. You got to go do your stuff yourself.
Yeah, I mean that's a hot, I'm sorry, I'm going to check this real quick because I want to make sure that we're not missing anyone. Okay, that anyone that tells you that, it's nice. I'm sorry, but this is a business, right? People are really not going to do the work for you, so you got to do it yourself. So I get that, and this is cool because you don't have to do that. I mean, this is the way I look at things, guys. Is when we are just sharing the stuff that we love. And I'll get deeper into the philosophy. I really call it the know, like, and trust factor, right? So when you are just kind of pumped about stuff and you're talking about experiences, talk about stuff that you like, you're just inviting people. That's why I love a blog. I'm big about a blog because if you guys were on my call on Monday, I really consider my blog like our home, right? And so all of you guys have a blog. I know. Do you have a blog? I think I asked you that. Steph, do you have a blog? Somebody make sure. Remember you saying something about a blog, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Okay, cool. So when we utilize our blog like our home, then all we do is we share cool stuff. Like we do videos or we do posts, whatever it might be, or we just drive traffic to a blog. Then people are in a very neutral space, right? It's like, I always use this, it's like inviting someone over to your house for a party, right? You're like, hey, come on over to my house for a party. I'm having a party. And people are like, wow, everyone loves a party. Who doesn't want to come to a party? And so you come to a party and you're kind of talking about, your day, and you're talking about the stuff you love or experience you had today. And everyone's really cool. Everyone's neutral. They're having fun. And then they start looking around your house, right? They look at pictures on the wall. They look at stuff. Just like if they're in your blog, you bring them over. You're having a party on maybe a blog post or whatever it might be, or have a video. People are like, wow, I dig this guy. I dig what he's got to say. And then they start poking around, and then they hit like a banner on the side or a tab on a blog, and they start looking around and start asking questions. But what I love the most is that at this point, most businesses now really shouldn't you shouldn't have to sell them on it. They should be able to go somewhere and get some information. Then now they're on your list. So I'm going to talk to you guys and teach you how to really use your list and how to use your blog like your home, invite people there, and then you're not selling anymore. Does that make sense, Keith?
Yes.
Yeah, because you really shouldn't be selling. I mean, certainly selling is you're always selling when you're talking. Just your eye contact is selling someone on the idea of what you're saying is legit or that they want to listen, right? That's selling. But it's like it's not, hey, check out my deal, right? You don't have to do that. You can just say you can talk about the experiences that you're having and have information. I mean, I love marketing my stuff. It's like, look, you have the best information you can find. And I don't ever have to market my stuff. I just share the things that I like. Um, so that's good. It's good that you're feeling that that fear seems to be relieving. Is that right? A little bit because because you're with Empower.
Yeah.
So.
And another question I think I've asked Brian this also is might be getting ahead in this program or your workshop, but I think I need my own blog set up, not promoting the Empower Network one.
Yeah, for everyone, I'm big on every single person having a custom blog. That's my big thing, because certainly you have all your company stuff, your company blogs, your company websites, but your own home is really a big deal. And I'll be able to talk to you specifically about some stuff that we do in the company on the company side, but what we also are able to do. I used to offer a custom blog in my workshop, but my partners increased their pricing quite a bit. So I wasn't able to include it in the workshop because I wanted to keep the workshop price the same. But I can still get them for everyone at a better price than you'd have to pay up front. And I'll share with some stuff with you tomorrow, Keith, on our call that we're doing to make sure that you have that opportunity. But for anyone else that will be able to also get that opportunity. I'm going to check this Skype, you guys, because it looks like Brian's sending me a quick Skype to make sure people might be loused. Hold on. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay. I'm not sure. All right. There we go. Anyways, so yeah, I agree with you. I think that having a personal blog is big because it's your custom stuff. It's your thing, and it's really important. You have your own, so we'll be able to go through some of that stuff as well. So, any other stuff, Keith? Any other kind of fears that come up for you, where you're like, I really want to make sure that I'm just kind of getting this out on the table. Oh, you good?
Yeah, another fear also is when you starting into any company and you're mentioning it, people are always saying, "Are you making money yet? How much are you making on it yet?" So that's a hard part when you're getting started and you can't say, "Hey, I'm making 30,000 a month."
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. You don't, right? Because when you're honest and you're transparent, people actually like it. But what you can say in any business is, no, I actually just got started, but I love the program and the system. It's amazing. And the cool part is over 1,600 people, let's say for stats, made their money back this week. See, it doesn't have to be about us. It doesn't have to, our results really is not a reflection of the company. But when you can actually say that to people, like, and I'm working with a top team in the company, so I'm super pumped about it and making things happen. So you can totally deflect that, right? If you are new, you're like, I just got started, I'm learning, but it's fantastic. And you can share what you're learning. And then you don't have to be that person that lies or feels uncomfortable because it is what it is, right? And when we get that part,
Right.
and we get that we actually allow ourselves to have the permission to say it, then people respect it. And they can see for what the products or what the company's worth, they can see it for themselves. And when you're working with mentorship, that doesn't matter. You're working with a mentor, so their results can be theirs. And but that's always the first fear that most people have anytime starting a company. They usually have that same fear, like, oh, but I haven't done anything yet. It's like, okay, it's okay, because you're brand new. You're still learning. And I remember when I started, I made the mistake and I actually lied to a guy on the phone. Never forget this. I never did it again. He's like, so you making money? I'm like, oh yeah. I mean, I'm doing awesome. Well, of course the guy knew I was lying because then I kept talking. I was like, oh yeah, things are great. The team's great. And I just made money. And then I'm like, oh God, this is horrible. This is bull. I'm lying. I have not made a dime yet. And it was horrible, but it happened, right? It was a terrible feeling because I wanted to be cool. I'm like, gosh, I come from this like super successful background and now I can't make a damn sale. But it's all, everyone has their own time frame and their own learning curve. So you'll get through that part and that'll come up and you just got to deal with it, and you'll be able to confidently deal with it if you just know that you just have to tell the truth because the truth is really simple and easy to say, you know. But as long as you say, but I've got great mentors and I've got a credible training program and, people are making money every day, then that's all that really matters. People that want it will get it. And if they don't want it, they won't anyways. That's something to really know. Everyone thinks that they can sell someone the idea. Most of the time, people are asking that question. They really didn't want to get started anyways in anything, and that's very typical. So, you'll that might come up again, but we want to really help it out. Oh, cool. Okay, good. Yeah. Actually, you know what? I can. Good one, Steph. Okay, Steph asked because tonight the only three of you guys are here tonight. We have usually 12 or 15, and they're not here. It's an empower question, and I can answer an empower question, but I'm going to wait till the end so I can cut off the recording so that this recording is for everyone in general. But yeah, I certainly will do that. Okay. All right. Awesome. So George, I know George, you're sitting back there and you weren't able to talk earlier. Are you able to talk now? Bianca's here. All right. Here she comes. Are you able to jump on out, George, or is your mic not working? Let's see if he's typing to me. I don't think George's mic works. No mic. Okay. You got to get a mic. You have to get a mic next time. But your computer should have a mic on it. But we can check that out. Oh, Bianca. Hi, Bianca. Look at you. Hi there. She's like, darn it. You're already learning. Everyone's
Hi.
it's all interaction here. We were wondering, did you have troubles getting on or no? Because we have a lot of people.
Yes, I did. I'm so sorry.
That's
Thank you
okay.
very much for waiting me.
A lot of people are, I think, are having issues getting on tonight. Was it just because you forgot or because you didn't register on time?
No, I didn't forget. It's just really my internet was horrible, so I got through my cell phone. Then I couldn't get in.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, we're just missing quite a few people tonight, but that's okay. It happens. But I just wanted to check with you to see what was going on. So Bianca, we're just kind of going over some ground rules. You'll get caught up, and I won't pull you on the rug right now too much. So I'm going to keep going so we can really continue. And tonight, Bianca, I let everyone know tonight's really a kind of a getting prepared, and I'm going to go through in very shortly kind of what we're going to work on next week. Workshop ends up being 5 weeks because tonight's really for me to just get super clear and open with you guys so I can just get how I can dig in deeper for you and help you guys the best, and then we'll start really working on really getting things clear. So okay, so let's move on. So let's want to share with you guys a bit too. When we're working through this process, this is a very introspective process. That's why I call it the Unstoppable Branding Experience, because it really is an experience. I call it branding, but it's really about you. It's about defining really who you are inside, and so that you can be powerful outside. And what happens is so many people will get started in an industry, they have total great intentions, the products are good, they're excited. They're like, they're really not sure on the inside, and they're also not sure where to go with it. And so I call this the experience, because we dig into this, we really allow you to become very introspective. That's why we do the week's work. After we leave class tonight, you guys will show you how to get into the workshop if you haven't done so yet, and then you'll have this week to take some time, and I'll ask you to take probably at least a little bit of time to read through, and then you'll take at least an hour one night just to go through the answers, and then you're going to go back to them again, kind of make sure you're clear. You're going to scribble down. You can scribble down inside the workshop area, but then I also really want you to put it into paper because it's really becomes introspective. So I take everything in a very small baby bite piece. So you're not just like, oh, I have so much to do. You have very small things to really focus on. And when you focus on them, everything starts to develop. The flower really, really blooms within the next 4 or 5 weeks. And by then you're like, you feel great. You're totally clear. You understand who your target market you're talking to. You're already doing videos. You know how to really connect and share your videos. You know how to put emails out. You know how to do so much. And when you know how to do that, that's where the confidence comes from, because now you just check everything off of your list and you're like, I'm done. I'm good. And you let it work for you. So this workshop really becomes very introspective because we look at three different areas. Is really understanding who you are, what your motivation is, really where your position is right now, and connection. Right, how connected are you to where you want to be? So I'm going to break them down a little bit. We really look at what is our motivations, right? So these are the 4 questions that we want to ask ourselves. What am I passionate about? Because when we're talking about branding, your brand becomes who you are, your passion, right? And for instance, we are travelers. I have a travel program, but I don't just talk about travel. I just do it. And my motivation, my passion is travel. So the things that I do and I talk about are the experiences I have. I don't talk about where I travel usually, but that's what I like to do. So when I'm doing the things I like to do, then my inspiration comes, and that's where my motivation comes for me doing my business, right? So I can keep doing the things that I want. So we ask ourselves these questions. What am I really passionate about? What are my values? Because when we look at our values, they start to shine through into your brand, right? So some people have very family value, right? Or others might be more spiritual valued, right? Where really they are just really connected, whether it's religion, spirituality, whatever it might be, but there's a value that's very strong. And when you understand what your values are, what you believe in, then that comes across to the people that you want to work with. And then all that comes through to them when you're talking. Now you're starting to find the people that are just like you that want to learn from you. So we look at these questions, right? Next is, where do I see myself in 5 years? What motivates you? I mean, if you're just looking at right now to next week, that's really not going to pull you and motivate you to get very far. But if you're like, okay, in 5 years, or maybe it's in a year, I want to be on stage making, whatever it is, or I want to travel, or I want to, be with my husband, or do this. There's so many things that may motivate you. You've got to really understand where you want to be in 5 years, right? So you have to get super clear on these things. And then, of course, what just flat out motivates you? Is it money? Is it recognition? Is it people? Right? I like all those things, but I put everything in order. So I want you to start really thinking about these things right now. And this is stuff that you guys can, take some notes on now and just really focus on and think about it. And then when you start the weeks 1 work, you'll really be prepared for it. Okay. All right. So next is positioning. Like what is your current reputation now? Like you were mentioning, Keith, I'm brand new. I'm flat at the front, right? Or am I been in this industry for a very long time? Like for instance, I've been in the industry for a very long time, so I get to speak from experience. That's where my current reputation is. I've got a great reputation in the industry. I've been here for a long time. I've coached thousands of people, right? So that's my positioning where I'm at. But I'm also brand new in another company, right? I'm starting building a new company. So I'm kind of brand new there. So although I've been around for a long time, right? We still all get into that space of being brand new and starting over. So we want to just accept where we're at and just say, okay, I'm brand new here. I got to give myself some learning curve time and go for it, right? And then it doesn't matter if you trip and fall. You totally give yourself permission to fall on your face, because fall on our face actually does something for us, oddly enough. Teaches us not to do it again, but we still need to do those things. So when you get that positioning piece, where am I at my current position right now? Then you can start accepting and moving on. What personality traits do I have that differentiate you? Okay, so we always want to look at this, and that's something that we'll deal with in week 1 too. What makes you super unique? What do I have that's different? You know, for instance, Bianca, she's from Brazil. She doesn't think that her English is great. I think it's awesome. I love listening to her voice. Right? That makes you totally different. So you start to use that difference to make you unique. So you want to look at those differences and write those differences down and say, okay, cool. George is a tennis instructor. That's pretty awesome, right? Not everyone does that. So you've got a lot of things that you can even talk on in videos to start developing your brand just by experiences that you have in the tennis court. I use my daughter as a parent. I parallel it to business all the time because there's so many people that are parents that can really use that metaphor. Okay, so start looking at those type of things and different traits that you've got that can really just allow you to stand out. And then, what is my greatest accomplishment? Right, use those type of things. If you've done cool stuff, use it. Right, I played for the women's U.S. Olympic team. Played softball. I was a bodybuilder. I did all kinds of cool stuff. I don't like, hey, look at me. This is what I was. But I use that stuff as building blocks, my learning lessons. Right. So use our history, our experiences to make us powerful. You know, when you leave a country to come to another country, that's not always the easiest thing to do. And when you go from one company to another, corporate to MLM, whatever it might be, it's not always easy to do. So you have experiences. So you use your position of where you are now, where you've been to build your brand. Okay. We're going to really dig deep into this, you guys. And then our connection, right? How can I add value? How can you connect with people? You know, what can I do to really nurture your network, the people that are around you? What can you do to nurture them? Not hold their hand, but what can you do to make them feel amazing? Right? What kind of value can you give them? You know, like for instance, I do the Marketing Mondays call just for the whole industry, just as my value added, because I just want to give back of the knowledge that I've learned. Is there something more? We have another guy from the workshop that he's going through he's doing book reviews. He's doing Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak Chopra. But he's got all these people that are coming just to listen to him. That's his value add. That's how he's nurturing his network. So they start to like him. Right? Or maybe it's just something you do on Facebook. Maybe it's a video series. Maybe it's something. But by the time you leave here, you're going to really understand. You don't have to know it now, but you're going to understand what value you can give. And we'll leave here with a total, game plan, an outline for an ebook for you to have a giveaway. All the ebooks that are in my back office in the workshop area, you guys can use. I also give I give Think and Grow Rich, another ebook that you guys can use just on your blogs as a value add until you get some. So you've got stuff that you can give away to people right away. And you want to really be able to use that, connect with people that way. And then, of course, who needs to know you, right? Are there some people that just totally need to know you because you've got something cool to share, like other forums or networks, right? I love Tim Ferriss, and I go to Tim Ferriss's blog all the time and share things, videos I do, or share that I'm living the 4-hour work week now. I just talk about how I'm doing it and how grateful I am for Tim. So people that need to know me, I do it in a way that I just share. I don't sell. And then you got people now coming to my blog, right? Because I say, I'm Rhonda Swan. I follow the 4-hour work week, totally inspired my family to travel the world. And we give it all to Tim in his book. You can go see our blog here. So I just softly invited people to my blog. I didn't sell them anything, but now they get there, and what do you know? They start liking what I have to say. So there are people that I want that need to know me because I've got something that I can help them with, but I'm not going to sell them. They're going to find it. Okay? Is that making sense, you guys? If you're unmuted, you can say, yeah. If not, just put your hand up because this is like stuff that starts to kind of fall into place.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Right on. Good. Awesome. All right. So,
Yes.
okay, cool. How can I connect my network through my brand? Okay. That's really where it comes through. That's the kind of stuff that you start connecting your network to your brand, because now you're somebody that's got something, right? An identity of some sort, whether it's your own personal name or it's like Unstoppable Family, but now you got something. And now whatever that is, whatever we come up with in your tagline and how it sounds, now people are like, oh, they're identifying you as that. Like I walk into, rooms, I do a lot of speaking, and they're like, oh, it's Rhonda Swan from the Unstoppable Family. I'm like, not even myself anymore. I'm the Unstoppable Family. So how fun is that to become like Xerox, right? That's what we want to do. We want to turn our personal brand into that. And I'll share with you guys and show you guys lots of brands that we've created and help people establish their personal brand so you can get some ideas for you. That's really the best way, is to dig around the internet, look at people's blogs. You can go searching like crazy, inspirational blogs, marketing blogs, whatever it might be, adventure blogs, all that stuff, so that you can get an idea of maybe what matches for you. I got lots of people that I work with. They're like, I'm like you. I'm like, awesome. Let's make you, but kind of like this, like me. Right. So it works. You take something and you just make it better. Okay. So your connection is powerful. All right. So, are you guys good? Any questions right now? I know this is like the only class that I'm going to be really talking to you guys as much. Are you guys following along well? Any questions?
I'm just like enthralled with everything that you're saying. I don't have any questions yet.
Okay, good. Enthralled is good. That means you're still listening. Awesome. Okay, good. Because we're going to really get into this stuff. I mean, super duper get into it, okay? Because it's a way that's going to help you guys get super clear. Okay. All right. So now this is when I look at stuff. And I know we dig meditation and, yoga, whatever, but I use this. It doesn't matter. It matters to me, but it doesn't have to matter to you. I use this analogy because there are certain gateways to all of our life, our successes. And when we look at our chakras, that's kind of our gateways to releasing everything within our bodies and, however you want to look at it. And I only use this for one reason. And if someone doesn't connect with it, it's okay because it has a point, is that we have to really be connected to each and every area in our body, our mind, our spirit, our business, right? So I always start with this, what we're doing here, right here. We can't jump to the heart chakra or the heart center until we're really totally rooted, right? You can't jump to be a top earner unless you're super rooted, right? You have to know who you are, what your position is, right? And you got to work there. And so many times I work with brand new people that are like, I just see how well you're doing and you're doing this. I'm like, wait a minute. I've been here for 8.5 years. And it has not always been like this. I've went through what you've gone through. So when you understand where you're at and get that root solid, you then step way faster up than the others that want to jump right in. And they're like, I'm here. This is who I am right now. And they believe that they act like they're up here, but really they needed to get foundationally set. And that's just for everything, right? It's like building a house. Come on, we know what that means. So when I look at the root foundation, it's about connecting really to our true self, right? You just got to look at yourself and go, hey, am I really doing this thing for the right reason? And why am I doing this? You just get super, super connected to you. You got to start there. You don't have to be hokey pokey. You just got to be flat out straight with yourself. Totally like, why am I doing this? Why? Ask yourself why. I have a why. My why is to never put my child in daycare, to be able to sit here where I'm at. I'm going to turn this around in a minute and show you guys, like to travel like I'm traveling. I will do this. I will sit here with you forever if I can work like this. So I get super connected to my true self, right? As to why I'm doing this. And when you get super connected, I tell you what, man, you will become magnetic because now you're so focused on what you're doing and why you're doing it. And it might be money. Awesome. Everyone likes to make money. There's nothing wrong with it. That's why it's called currency. It's supposed to flow back and forth, and we're supposed to have abundance, right? We're supposed to have it because now we can give more to others. And so when we're connected to our true self, our foundation is set. And then we look at, what is the source of connection to who we really are, right? What is it that makes us us? I love just giving back to people. I'm pretty flat. This is who I am. I don't allow anyone to bother me. If they don't like me, it's okay. I'm doing my best, right? But what's your source of connection to you? Right? I get super excited. I love just going for stuff. So that's my source. It's just energy is my source. But you got to find yours. It could be money. It could be giving. It could be freedom. Just get connected to that source. And then now when we're building a brand identity, you have to really, truly connect and identify with your personal identity. See, in the beginning, I hid this whole network marketing thing in the beginning. I was this corporate executive, right? That's who I was. And it wasn't until I actually got so ultimately clear as to who I was, my personal identity, is to when, of course, a brand starts to come through, when I'm just who I am. And when you are building a branded identity, you got to be so clear and open. You got to be willing to give it. Because if you're not willing to get it yourself out there, then you're hiding. And no one wants to follow a hider, right? So get really rooted and connected to that. And you will by the time we leave here. If you show up, I'll make sure you're super clear. I don't usually let anyone go without it. All right. Liberate yourself from a deep fear you have from creating wealth. That's usually 6 o'clock. Oh, you guys will get used to her. That's my sultry Sadie computer that keeps me on time. All my funny quirks come out in my calls. You guys are totally getting my revealing. So when you liberate yourself though from super deep fears about wealth, it comes. And a lot of us grew up with it, and we'll do some work on that, because this is the point, guys, is you have a product or an opportunity, and all of you guys here tonight are in Empower. Okay, that's good. So I know that I believe that the products that I'm offering within Empower are the best marketing, training, and online tools anyone can have. And the system itself is amazing. It's so robust, and they do all the work for you. So I know without a shadow of a doubt that when someone buys something from me, they are getting value. They also get me, right? Someone invests in themselves, I'm going to give them my energy. So I deserve to be paid, and they deserve to get the information. So when you get totally over that and you're like, as long as you're not selling snake oil, right? Or ice cubes to Eskimos, you're okay. You're doing the right thing because you believe in it. And I know you guys have heard this before, but there's a different perspective when it comes to wealth, right? Some people can sell some little onesies, twosies. When it comes to really wealth, you got to know, man, when you're given some value, people deserve to pay for it because they appreciate it. They appreciate it. And that's that's the relationship that we want to have with wealth. And then now creating our personal brand and putting it out there, because that's when we start to shine. Okay. All right. Sweet. Let's keep on moving. Okay. All right. So you guys kind of did this. But I'd like to, go through it just a little bit deeper with you guys. Because I probably won't go the full 90 minutes tonight, because we're just kind of getting ourselves warm, but I want to make sure you guys are good. Because all of you, I know you guys have a couple different things. Most all of you guys that are here tonight are with Empower. We have like 8 other people that are with totally different industries, that I think had issues getting on tonight because they're just not here, but that's okay because they're listening to the recording. But I want you guys all to know here where each of you are coming from, and what industries you're in, so you guys can kind of connect. Then I'm going to show you guys the back office and stuff like that. So why don't you guys jump on out and share a little bit, why you're here, the industry or the company, and if there's something more specific you want to get out of our work together. Who wants to start? Come on, kids.
Well,
Come on.
Keith, of course, I'm an Empower Network.
Yeah. Right. So, and why are you specifically here, Keith? Is it because you just want to get some extra training, or is there something that you feel like you really want to dig into deeper?
Want to dig in deeper. Definitely want to make my own brand. Basically learn, of course, get more involved of how to promote and make money in a MLM company. Like I said, I've never made money before, so now I'm ready to make some money. That's awesome.
That's fun. That's actually great. You're like, I just want to make some money.
Rhonda?
Yes. Yeah, who's that? Bianca?
Here is Bianca.
Come on out.
Yes,
To the bone?
I have few online business to the bone.
She's from Bianca's from Brazil, and we lived in Brazil, so my little small bit of Portuguese has to come out. I have to prove it.
Yes, sure. But I live in Montreal, Canada. So I have my Empower Network. I'm with ILN to GRN. So I have a few products that I want to improve through internet, but also I really want to dig in and find myself and really brand myself. Then I'll do all the business that I have.
Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, it's such a good start. So many people, they think, oh, I'm just going to jump in and start marketing it right away. Well, you have to jump in. You got to start learning about the products. But man, I tell you what, if people they miss a big piece, and it's this nucleus of everything. And it's really finding out, instead of racing, it's racing with a foundation, right? It's like we're, instead of a Ferrari on ice, we're like a big gripped,
Yeah.
like a big truck with big chains on ice. Now we're like going through, right? So perfect. Awesome. Yeah. You guys will get used to my ridiculous
What's the name of
analogies.
that guy that just talked?
What was that? That was Keith? Is that what you were asking?
No.
Oh.
Keith, you have the voice, man.
Does
You're
he?
going to rock on the internet.
I know, Keith's voice is amazing.
Thanks.
There's one of those
I used to
things.
be a
you're like,
DJ.
My goodness.
what differentiates me? It's like Keith's, that powerful. What's the guy's name? What's his name? Is an actor. He's got that amazing deep voice. Who have you ever been told you have a voice like someone? No.
Yeah, like Barry White. Or,
Yeah, exactly. Barry White, the
the
singer.
man who
Yeah.
was Darth Vader.
Oh, yeah, it's good. People, those are the kind of like magnetic voices. You're like, wow, I got to keep listening to this guy. All right, we're gonna get you. You have a voice. You have a voice for video. You have a voice for video. People always say I have a face for radio. I'm like, no, but you have a voice for video. But you have a voice for radio, but it's really video. We got to do video. So I always force everyone into video. All right, cool. Okay, so what about you, Steph?
Okay, so you guys know what industry I'm in, and I'm here because I've been struggling for a while. I have these great big ideas. I have stories and situations in my life that have really impacted my children, and I feel like I have this tremendous message to get out in the world, to inspire other people, to let them really start living life instead of just settling for mediocrity and what everything gets put on our plate. So I'm really looking to tie in and come up with a brand that really embodies all of this without being so chaotic. I feel like I've got 5 different things going on in my head.
Right. Yeah. Cool. Well, that's the best part I love about when we get super clear about our brand, is that we can offer anything, but it comes down to just us. See, because then they can get to your blog and they can find the stuff, but it's really you that people want. And then what it comes down to is how good of a director are you, right? You just like, oh, this might be work for you. This might work for you. And see, then that now you're really clear on it. So, yeah, that'll be really fun. We're going to have a good time with that. We're going to come with something super, super sexy and super amazing. Right on. Okay, cool. Awesome. Yay. All right, good. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to go through, so funny. Okay. I'm going to go through a couple more things. I'm going to show you guys the members area, get you guys ready for next week. So then those that are listening to the recording, because I actually just realized, I just looked at something. We have 2 other calls at the exact same time tonight for other companies. And so we're going to have to either work on that if they're going to keep the calls the same time. We might have to change ours. We'll have to see. But it's all recorded, so it's all good. Okay. So this is my philosophy. So we look at what makes us unique, and that's what we're going to start working on this week. When you guys go into week 1, it's really just about just brainstorming your uniqueness, right? Because when we attract people that are like us, right? And in order for them to obviously want to follow you, they have to know, like, and trust you. And so it's not about hiding behind words. It's about really them know, liking, and trusting you, and your uniqueness will start to come through that way. So what we want to do is really just kind of brainstorm that. What makes me unique? What makes me different? Why do people, like me? Why would they want to follow me? And you'll see this stuff all in week 1. You'll be able to write it in baby steps, but it's really important because that's the foundation. And we're going to start working deeply on your story as well this next week. Like, really, what is your story? People want to know about you, right? So when you're sharing your story, this is how I got started in network marketing. This is why I chose what my why is. Then people start to connect with you because your why becomes theirs. See, how many of you guys have watched our family story on my blog? Have all of you seen that? Yeah. Seems like most
Yes,
of
I
you.
have.
Yeah, okay. I think you guys almost all of you have. Um, but it's the story. It's the kid in daycare. It's the, the downfall. It's the why I did it. All of that, right? So it doesn't have to be a professionally made story. It can be you talking under 3 minutes, like, hey, I'm, Keith Marrero. This is what I'm doing. This is what I want to do. Right. I got I'm looking for a solution I found a solution to get out of this or to create this in my life. You want to share your story. Don't worry about the content structure. We'll get to content structure. That's in like week 3 or 4. I just want you guys to start doing. Okay. And you want to just get your story out there. So you're sharing yourself with people. So people then start to connect and relate to you. And the more you tell your story, the more it comes clear to you. And the more you start to identify those high points that are actually really important. So what you guys are really going to actually do is you guys are going to really go through and write out your story. You're either going to write it, or you should probably do both. Actually, we'll probably do, because you're going to write it out. Then you'll do your video. Is what is it about it that's going to connect with your customer? Okay. Because what's going to happen, you'll write it out, and then you'll video it, and then you'll look at it and go, wow, that part really is important. Maybe the part about me, not doing so good in school really isn't important to anyone. But maybe the part about me quitting, college because I wanted to be an entrepreneur is a big one, right? And then what's the reason I have no freedom? I work 10 hours a day. I don't have a life with my family, right? Those are the powerful things that people want to hear, because now what your problem you're solving is your problem, but you're solving someone else's too. So when you're sharing your story, you're actually creating and solving a problem for your audience. Is that making sense? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool. And that's what how we're gonna start. Your first story is gonna be your first video. So this week you're gonna really start looking at your uniqueness, and then you're going to actually write out your story. And your story really comes from what you feel is most important to someone now that should work with you. So it might be just why you chose network marketing, or it might be, what happened in your life and now why you feel like you need to be an entrepreneur. Whatever that area is, you want to really take a look and start bringing it out to the table. And we'll go through it. We'll talk about it next week. So maybe some of the parts that you did really are important, but get them out there. Just get them in your video, so then you can analyze it and say, okay, I get this. Now I know where I'm going to go with this. Okay. So that's where you're going to start this week. We're going to look at, differentiating ourselves, which is really using emotion and connection, right? The more real you can be, right? That's why, like, the dog is hilarious in the beginning, but it's real, right? And so when you're giving a story or you're sharing some vulnerabilities, you become real and transparent. So the more emotion we can offer and bring to the table instead of just being canned, the better relationship, the more know, like, and trust we will have. And that's really the most powerful piece, because a story is unlike any other element. It allows us to really connect at an emotional level. So we want to make sure we hit these stories. That's why, if you guys notice, anything that I do, all my posts, everything is about a metaphor or a story, because everyone likes to hear a story. They're totally connected to that story and they can follow it, right? So everything that you do really should be part of your story. All right. And of course, that's where we're going to start posting everything up on YouTube and bringing it together. And again, it's this slide is perfect. It's when we build our brand, it ooze us, right? We come through, but then we create long-lasting relationships, and these customers become customers for life. They want to hear from you. They want to know you, and so it's not a race. This is it's a journey, right? So we're starting to get ourselves out there. We're doing these things, just like any business has to blossom. But if you start really getting out there and taking this on and sharing yourself in front of, let's say, your Facebook fans, and putting it on video, if you have a list at all on a blog, sharing it with your list. If you don't, we'll start building a list. But guys, this is how you create it. It's not like, hey, I got this widget to sell you. It's, hey, my life's just transformed because of this. You want to see it? Right? That's what happens. People start to ask those questions when you stop selling and repelling and you start sharing and caring. Okay. Building relationships. So these are a couple brands. Of course, these are, really, more commercial brands, but, Tom's Shoes is all about ethics and values. Big brand, but it's really connected to people. Right. This is a guy that, he was in my workshop. He's a Harley guy. He's totally a Harley dude. That's what he does. That's who he is. And he does Herbalife, right? This is who he is. He connects with guys that are healthy that love to ride Harleys, so he can ride the Harleys of the world, right? So it's powerful, right? When you are you, and it's his personality. Of course, I had to put this one in there because I'm in Michigan. I grew up in Detroit, but it's your roots, man. It's like this is who you are. Heck, Bianca's from Brazil. She's got some. You might have some. Brazilian roots that want to come out, whatever it might be. But that's something that may become powerful for you, right? It shines through your brand. Attitude, of course. This is a guy at the bottom. He's one of our past branding student. He was a pilot. Now he just wants to fly around the world with his family and just totally live. So it's powerful when you really start to see your attitude comes through who you are. I mean, Lance Armstrong's just a cocky guy, but that's who he is. So deal with it, right? And so again, you're establishing your values, the honesty. If you're an honest person, that's going to shine through, right? It all goes to lifestyle, shines through, family shines through. So all these things really start to come together when you're really thinking about how it differentiates you. Okay. All right. So then, let's kind of look at this here. This is just some more examples of our uniquenesses. What makes us stand out. All these different things. You can be technical. Some of you guys might become a personal brand. Some might be more of a technical brand, like a product style brand. But right now, it seems like you guys are really going for you, and that's really what we focus on mostly here. Is what makes us unique, and then we start to transform a bit more as we get deeper into the process in our business. So what you'll do this week, and you'll see this is all going to be in the back office. You're going to create a list of your uniquenesses. You're going to write that list down. You're going to list it all. You're going to cross stuff out, and you're going to come up with something super dominant, maybe one or two, but something very dominant that's you, and then we're going to start building around it. And then you'll start looking at maybe what you think your brand will be, because it changes. It always changes, and everyone starts. It totally changes, but you'll find that. Okay, so this is what you're going to do. You're going to go to week 1. I'm going to show you all this now. I'm going to give you guys all the details. Sorry, I have some major allergies out here. All right, we need to find our fan page here. If you guys found yet, we have the Unstoppable Branding fan page. That's pretty much where each class communicates. I mean, I send you guys emails to remind you, but it's really where the class communicates. So what you'll do is when you do a video, you want to interact here on our branding fan page. You find that in the members area. Okay, so when you log into your members area, if you haven't done so yet, you'll come here, you register, and you use the word workshop as the generic login, workshop, and then you create your own login. Okay, so then you'll get here, and it should be on that email you guys got. So, so you come here. All right, log myself in. Internet's kind of slow with the workshop. Okay, good. She changed the dates. Excellent. And you'll come here. This is your members area. So this is week 1. You guys are going to come into week 1, and you're just going to follow instructions. Now, there are fields in this week that you can type in. One thing I want you guys to remember is that some people write a ton, and the fields don't always save if you have too many characters. So I always recommend while you're typing, you can type it on an email document or here, and this makes you copy and paste it onto a document to make sure that you have it, because some people just really type, which is great, but this is a lot to hold these characters, and some people type too far, it may not hold it and it will erase it. So you want to make sure that you type it into either here and then copy and paste it onto an email so you have it, but you have to save your information or it won't save. Okay, so you want to really go through these, write it out, what you're thinking, just really get your mind working. Okay, and really get it very clear. Okay, so this is your week 1. You'll be putting through this work in week 1, and then you're coming to next week, and we're sharing everything you did in week 1. You're going to really be prepared to bring your questions, what happened, how it came out for you, and we're going to start digging in. Okay, and so this is where you'll do week 1. Now you'll find our Facebook page here, so you'll know how to find it or get to it. Make sure you like it. Make sure you come out and say, hey guys, welcome, so I can start bringing the others over, so you guys can start interacting, and then you guys will start seeing each other's videos as well, and you guys will start sharing and commenting on each other's stuff. That's really the best place to do all the work that we've got. And that's really the only place I want to focus on for you guys right now is week 1, under then, obviously the Facebook page. And then if you haven't read yet the branding ebook, I have my branding ebook, my 6 branding secrets ebook. Just go through it so you kind of get it in the back of your mind. And so you guys can, really just start getting clear as to the foundation of creating your brand so that you are just, feeling super rock solid. So that's where we're at, guys. I think we're good. You guys are, even though we had a smaller group tonight, we will definitely have a much larger group next week. And if you guys have someone that you feel that would want to be in the class, because this is a start class, you can always invite them and they can start up next week. They can just watch this recording and be totally ready to go. Any questions right now, guys, before we head out? I send you on your merry way. I know all of our every session that we do will be recorded in the Unstoppable Branding YouTube channel. So you go there under video archives and it will share with you the Unstoppable Branding YouTube channel. Okay. Everything will be there. It'll all be dated. You'll know which class it is. So if you ever need to re-reference something, you can do that there. So, all right, guys, any questions you guys have so far? Kind of got a nice little solid foundation going. You guys feeling good? Yeah. You guys are all
Yes.
good.
Yes.
Yes,
Awesome.
I think we have a lot of food for thought.
Good. Yeah, you do. Especially in the beginning, you're like, oh, geez, so much stuff. But don't worry. Everything will just start. We'll really nail it out every week. I'll come here with like, okay, let's go through this. And we follow a really nice path to get you guys to where you need to be. But right now it's, kind of hearing it, getting it, taking it all in. And then you're like, wow, okay, this is really, I could be something. I can really make this happen. And that's what we're going to do. So you guys are awesome. I'll see you next week. I will be communicating with you guys through the branding page. You don't have to totally be crazy interactive there, but I do update stuff, almost every day, some new ideas, new things. Before every Thursday's class, check there. And you will get an email from me reminding you of the next class along with a GoToWebinar as well to make sure you have it. So, guys, have a great night. We'll see you next week and be unstoppable. All right. See you later, guys. Thanks for being here. I'm excited to work with you. Cheers.
Great, thank you.
Bye, everybody.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye. Thank
Bye,
you.
everybody.
Appreciate it.